So I've been playing Lorcana for several weeks now. I was able to grab a couple starter decks the day that they were released and grabbed a few more as well and some booster packs along the way. I've been playing with my kiddos at a local gaming store, and I wanted to show something today that if you play Lorcana, or even if you don't and you want to learn about it, this is a great way for you to engage with that. And that is by using this app called Pixelborn. So Pixelborn is an app that you can download. If I go to home, you can see there's a link to Discord, and there's also one to become a patron on Patreon. This is free to download, and there are several steps that you need to follow to download. It is not difficult to do, but it is specific in what you do. But if you just look up how to download Pixelborn or how to play Lorcana on my computer, you will find this information. You download the app, you run the app, you go in and you put in this specific URL for the cards based on the area and language that you use, and then you add decks of cards. You can build your own decks in here, and once you add all these cards in, you can build decks, or you can go to a website called dreamborn.inc, and you can copy a string of text from there and export it to Pixelborn and grab some of these. So I have made some of these. I found some of these, this Green Goblin deck. I'm not even really sure what it was, but the one I've been working off of the most is this Emerald Steel mid-range deck. And so it has a lot of variety of cards. It has a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4 cost cards. The goal of this deck is to play some Tinkerbells, whether they're the 4 cost greens or these 3 cost steel, the gray ones, to get the big Tinkerbell out. The other thing I want to do is to play Cusco and the Mad Hatter and potentially Genie to really start getting some cards and questing for lore. So I thought I would play a couple games with this deck and show you on my way to being ranked. I won the last couple games, and so I'm excited to try another one. So let's play, and I'll walk you through kind of how Pixelborn works. Let me just switch this window here, and you'll be able to see a little bit better on the questing for lore as well. So, all right, I'm going first. I want to get rid of that, this, anything that I can't ink, I want to get rid of. I'm going to turn the sound down just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to play a card, and then I'm going to ink something. I'm going to ink Simba and play Captain Hook. And now I'll pass. You can see over this way. Nope, this way. It's backwards. I have the lore tracker closer up so you can see what's happening there. So I currently have 1 card that's available to play. I can choose to ink a card, which I will choose to ink the Duke because I want to bring out Flynn Rider. I like this card because when this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card. So they're losing something for challenging any quest for 2. Just an easy win. And I'm going to actually just leave Captain Hook there. Stitch is not exerted, which means that I can't challenge him. And if he challenges me, I'm going to die. All right, so he's going to quest. You can see right here, he's up to 1. Okay. All right, here we go. So I am looking for the small Tinkerbell. That's what I'm really looking for. As much as I don't want to do this, I am going to ink this Hans so I can play this one. If I don't get a small Tinkerbell in my next hand, I will maybe ink this and move toward playing Whole New World. Okay, now I am going to use Captain Hook to attack this, and we'll both just go. Cool. Flynn will quest for 2. Kristoff is still drying. I'll pass turn. Okay. With this deck, I need to get cards out as fast as possible. That is my goal in this deck. I can play Lilo. Okay, I gotta get rid of this card because Lilo quests for 2, and she's such a cheap card, but at the same time, she gotta go. Okay, so now we're in a bad place. So I don't want to ink this card yet. You know what? I'm just going to do this. If Stitch attacks Flynn, he has to discard a card. I don't know. He's probably just going to quest. So if you've never played Lorcana before, this is a great way to get into the game because you can play with real decks. You can look up even just a starter deck and practice with that, or look up the cards that you have and make a deck. This is a deck that I have about 2/3 of these cards for, but also need to find some. So it's kind of an aspirational deck for when more cards become available and trying to decide if this is a flow that I like to play. Okay, so he's going to play Smash. Love it. Thanks a lot. And no quest. Okay, fair enough. Oh my goodness, this is still not good. I'm going to play this card because I need to get cards back on the board. And I don't... Oh my goodness. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to. Because I need to keep building. This is not good. This deck works best when I can do a 1, 2, 3, 4 shift into the big Tinkerbell. And I am now all over the place. And he's going to play Grab Your Swords. Great. That's awful. He's done all this with 2 of the smallest characters on the board. Well, I can't do anything, so I'm just going to pay 3, and I'm going to get rid of Lilo and make them pay to bring it back. At least they can't do it. They can just quest for 1 next turn. At this point, I'm just mitigating loss. If I draw any inkable card, I will just play A Whole New World and make them... Okay, what does Ariel do? Okay, they're revealing something. Okay. Oh my gosh. I almost... what, 70% of the uninkable cards are sitting in my hand right now. This game is an absolute disaster. Don't be shocked if I end this early. You know what? I am... Oh, okay. Hang on. They just played Whole New World. Okay. What does Lantern do? Oh my goodness. This has been the worst of luck turns that I've ever seen. I'm just going to concede. Good game. Good job. You win. Yeah. There's no use in playing longer for that. All right, that was a terrible game and a terrible draw. So what can you do? I had 4 uninkable cards. I think I only have like 9 or 10 uninkable cards in my whole deck, maybe 12. Okay, so I don't want that, or that. I'll keep those 3 and hope for a Tinkerbell. Okay, yeah. So there's a 1, 2, 3 drop. Okay. 7 Ink Flynn. Play Captain Hook. Alright. This is how I want to play this deck. Turn 2, turn 3. If I have to get rid of this, I will. And if not, then I'll use it. If I draw a Tinkerbell, I will use it. Okay. So that's going to buy me a little bit of time because I'm going to ink the Mad Hatter because I don't need him yet and have the 4 in my deck. I'm going to bring out Flynn. I will quest because there's no card out. Alright, now we're moving at a pace. This deck needs to find a good mid-range game. Okay, they've inked 2 great cards, which is a good sign for us. I want to keep all these other cards, though. Actually, I don't. I'm going to ink Kristoff this time. I'm going to play a Cheshire Cat. Great. And we'll quest because they don't have any cards out. Oh, let me switch things here. There we go. So now you can see I've quested for 4. And I like here that it'll show you I can quest for 5 on the next turn if all my characters still exist. So that's pretty cool. Okay, they're going to play Smash. Fair enough. And that removes Flynn's ability, which is fine. Okay. So I have 3. I'm actually just going to play Kristoff. I'll keep this. And we'll just quest. And he might play another one of these, but I have one too, so. If I can get points on the board, I do. Now with this deck, I do try to be careful to not quest all the time with my characters, because if you start losing all of them, you're in big trouble. So I'm assuming that they have a big Tinkerbell and they're going to want to shift to that, which means these are all going to get damage anyways. So I am going to play Smash and deal 3 damage. And then I'm going to challenge. Oh, I can't challenge. Yeah, I just want to keep that damage on there. That's good. And now if she challenges, she has 1 health left. Quest. I like the Cheshire Cat. When this character is challenged and banished, you banish that other character. So again, we're doing okay. Still waiting for my own Tinkerbell. If I get one, I will pay the Mad Hatter. I'll ink the Mad Hatter, play that, and then play other Tink the next turn. So yeah, so they are going to shift that. But they keep the damage. So now they just have 2 left. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. And now she's going to deal 2 damage to someone else. So that's a pretty smart move. Only when you challenge the Cheshire Cat do you have to banish. Alright. I want this card soon. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to ink the Mad Hatter. I'm going to put down the Beast Mirror because I might need this later. I'm not... Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of her. And we'll both just go. The next turn, I will ink this and play Whole New World. I'm up 12-0. So they're going to have to mount a reset attack. And I am too. So this is not my favorite. Okay. And they win. I win. I mean, I think they just forfeit. Cool. That was a good game. So you can see there that I was able to get those 1, 2, 3 cards out quickly. I didn't get the 3 or 4 Tinkerbell to shift the big Tink, but I still got enough cards out to make a difference. They used a lot of items to get rid of my cards, and I actually am trying to add a few more items back in, but you saw on the last game that completely failed, and I just drew them all. So there is a risk involved with adding items to your game. But this is Pixelborn. I love this app. I think it's so cool. I think that being able to play this online or on your computer is amazing. There's not a version for iPad or iPhone yet, but if you have an Android device, Mac or PC, you can download Pixelborn. So just look up Pixelborn online, and you can join their Discord. You can become a Patreon patron if you want to give them some extra money each month to help make this a reality. Incredibly fun game. They've already had several meaningful updates that have made it better. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. Thanks for watching me do okay and poor at this game. This game continues to be fun to me because there is a randomness element of it. There's a drawing element. There's the chance, the luck of what you're going to draw, what they're going to draw. And it's obviously skill. It's obviously building a deck, and the deck building is important. But then at the same time, you just never know what's going to happen. So I am in love with this game. I love that I can play with my kids. They are probably old enough to play Magic and would totally play Magic with them if they want to. But I think this is a great introduction into that. And it's not that it's easier or really more childish. It's just easier to understand and to play. The naming of things makes so much more sense to an average person, and the abilities and all that stuff transfers. Also, not having to have land cards, mana cards, energy cards, those type of things, as you see in other games. Being able to choose the cards that you have to ink them creates a layer of thought and creativity, because you want to have a bunch of low-range cards that you can use or ink. And then sometimes you have some big cards that you wish you could keep, but you have to ink those as well. That last game, they inked the Mickey Brave Little Tailor and a big Tinkerbell, which are 2 incredibly good cards, but they needed ink more than they needed those cards. So there's a level of extra sort of consideration that goes into this game that I think makes it really, really fun and really interesting. I've enjoyed playing it in person, playing it online. So if you have not checked out Lorcana, you might not be able to get cards right now because they are hard to find, but there are going to be hopefully more stock coming soon. The second season of cards, Rise of the Floodborn, is coming out soon, and then they are doing a full reprint of Season 1. So do not pay exorbitant scalper prices for cards. If you can find some online or find some at a store, at Target, at Best Buy. I found some at our mall. I found a starter pack there. So, look around and see what you can find. But we're having a great time playing Lorcana. Are you playing Lorcana? And if you are, what is your favorite deck currently?